Hey guys, what's up? It's Harry here from 2006 Vids, and 2006 is coming out tomorrow evening, and I am unbelievably excited. I spent my whole evening, literally I first finished all my homework, and since then I've just been focusing solely on 2068 for the past 2 hours and working on this epic pure guide video for you. This video will basically run through all the different types of pure. Well, actually, saying that, it will not run through all of them. There's an infinite amount of pures in theory, but it will run through the most popular pures that will be around in 2006 RuneScape. Alright, so let's crack on, I guess. Alright, so, here we go. Alright, the first type of pure we'll be talking about is a G-Mauler. So basically, a G-Mauler uses the weapon of a granite maul to fight, but before that, they usually use a weapon to get the opponent to a lower health, such as rune knives, maze shortbow, rune skim, and those things. Also, G-Maulers can use freeze spells to lock their opponents in place while they attack them. The reason why these guys are so good is because the spec on the G-Maul is devastating. It absolutely rips apart, and as you can see, I've got a picture of like an example setup and the stats you may want to get for them. Alright, next up is the Initiate Pure. I think I pronounced that right. For this, you need 20 defense or the Initiate armor. But to do this, to get the armor, you need to do the Recruitment Drive quest, and this is to wear and buy the Initiate armor from the shop. There is also an enhanced version of Initiate called Proselyte. So, and I've got the sort of normal stats I have here. So 40 to 75 attack. This is for whips and so on. But I would recommend 60 because they haven't released God Wars weapons yet. Strength, high as you can. Defense, 20, but be sure to get that by quests. Range can be up to 99, and prayer, 52. Then Obby Mauler. Obby Mauler's typical stats are shown here. Obby Maulers will usually use range to reduce the opponent's hit points, and then when their HP is low enough, they will take out the Tasket which is the Obby Maul, for a quick KO. And you only need 5 attack, I believe, to use the Tasket And also, Obby Maulers often wear Berserker necklaces, as shown in the picture here. So next up, we have the Whipper. Whippers aren't used very often because they've got very hard levels to obtain, because you have to do all of this while keeping your defense level 1, which is remarkably difficult, but they're really good, and they're often used in the duel arena very effectively. So if you're ever contemplating in the duel arena, I'd go for a Whipper if I was you. Next up is the Strength Pure. This is the most popular type of pure, and that's because it's quite a nice, fun one to make, and they're really common in the wilderness, so it's easy to find someone who's the same level as you to fight. And plus, they're just really great fun, and you can do some absolutely devastating hits. And next up is the range tanks. This is basically what takes down pures the easiest in 2007 Wilderness. It is an absolute tank, as the name mentions, and as you can see, you will need Mage 94 so you can cast Vengeance, and the shield, it's got this like sort of return spell majiggy thing on it, and it's really good. Alright, next up is the hybrid. I'm not going to go too much details into the hybrid, because the hybrid is basically a pure that uses 2 or more combat styles, extremely common, and this is really customizable, and that's why I don't have a film footage of this, because it can be anything. Alright, on to the Rune Pure. Rune Pures and / Zerka Pures are really popular right now in the 2007 servers. So below are the common Rune Pures levels you'd advise, and then you basically need 40 defense or 45 depending on what type of armor you're going to be using. And I'd also recommend 94 mage for vengeance. And then finally we are on to the Black Pure. The Black Pure is kind of popular. They wear full black and they have the following levels. So basically it's just a really good standard count, but with defense level 10. Alright, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope it gave you some really useful hints, and be sure to share it around with your friends before we start playing. And be sure to sub, and I'll be talking to you guys in game, guys. Just be sure to add 2007_OMG. See you then.